the Utah Jazz and the 76ers, and it was Joel Embiid and the 76ers that came out on top. What did you think of this statement win by Philly?
This is what I'm talking about, JoJo. This is what I'm talking about, JoJo. Show them that the modern day big is back. Yeah, you shooting the three, but the majority of your work is getting done inside of that line and getting done inside of the paint. And when you got small guys on you, you're punishing them. When you got big guys on them, you're showing your versatility, hitting J's on them. But then you also bullying them too. I appreciate what I'm seeing from JoJo this year. He's clearly the difference in this matchup, was very dominant. And yes, the Utah Jazz were upset about a couple of calls that didn't go their way, but that physicality that I see from him is terrific if you're a Philadelphia 76ers fan. 40-10, 4 or 5 times this year. No other player comes close.
If you are a Philly fan, you are also happy about the performance of not just Joel Embiid, but also Tobias Harris, who took over in the overtime and got buckets and got them the win. How important is Toby's performance for the success of this team as they move into the playoffs?
Extremely important. And the coaches should be paying attention that didn't put him on the All-Star team. He's balling on the #1 seed. And when it's time to go to overtime, if you're not giving it to Ben Simmons, you're giving it to Tobias Harris. And you said he scored 11 big points. They needed all of them. They needed his size against certain matchups to take advantage of right there on the post. And so he's going to be a key factor, obviously, if they're going to do anything special.
A factor in this game was the refereeing. Donovan Mitchell was ejected in the game, and he had some very choice words after the game about the way it was called. What did you think about his ejection and the way this game was called?
Well, basically taking you behind the curtain. What Spider Mitchell is basically saying is the Utah Jazz have the best record in the NBA. We don't have a team full of players that complain about every call. We don't have a coaching staff that jumps up and complain about every call, yet we don't get the benefit of the whistle. And there were a couple of close plays that went against them. The Royce Young save that was the correct call. The Joel Embiid, Royce O'Neal. The Joel Embiid physicality down low against Gobert on that play, and then the offensive rebound when Joel got the ball stuck against the rim. That was a call that went against them as well. So the Utah Jazz had a couple of plays that were really close, but again, this game was all about the dominance of Joel Embiid. And when you have Rudy Gobert, you expect him to slow him down a little bit.
Yeah,
you gotta slow him down a little bit,
you
dog.
Get 40, maybe 30.
You gotta slow him down a little bit, dog.
You're the defensive player of the year. You're a center. You're going up against the best center in the league. You're supposed to hold him under 40. Well, Mr. Rose, when it gets late in the fourth quarter, you know what time it is?
Dame time.
It's always Dame time. It's always Dame time. Time and time again, this young man hits clutch threes like that one to finish games. Jalen, what do you think about not just his performance last night, but what he's been doing all season in the clutch?
I think like Drake, I'm upset.
You're upset?
I'm really upset.
Oh, what's
because
wrong, Jay?
Dame has been doing 4-bar Friday for 7 to 8 years. He's been balling like this for the Portland Trail Blazers and leading them to the playoffs every year since his rookie season. And every year we do all of these lists about who the top players in the league. And I remember vividly putting him in front of players like Anthony Davis, and people was like, oh, how can you do that? All I know is this, Dame Dollar behind Steph Curry has continued to validate himself as an elite point guard, but also a top 5 player in this league. A top 5 player in this league. And when you get confused, just think about this. It's 30 seconds to go. It's 20 seconds to go. It's 10 seconds to go. And you're Giannis. And you come out of the huddle. Who do you want to get a ball to? Yourself to make a play? Or the Dame to make a play? So when you start talking about who's the best players, you got to also factor in who you're going to give the ball to when it matters the most. Top 5, DOA.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.